Chapter 2. Wortham's Warrior. There we go. I met with the Quantaco shaman this morning, a man named Flying Hawk. We met to discuss the bartering of this land, but our conversation took a turn. He told me that this area was rife with spiritual power, that the veil between this life and the next was thinner here than elsewhere. We spoke of Martha, that he could help me to see her again. Pipe. I wasn't sure, but the man told me that it would free myself. Smoke he gave me. I must let go of her if I wished to see her again, that my spirit must be pure. We sat in meditation for some time. My mind raced all the while. A bout of paranoia seized me, and I realized what this medicine man was trying to do. He would have me abandon my hopes for the future, have me live a life of savagery. I knew he was trying to poison my mind, and I would have wagered that the smoke was of nefarious intent as well. I refused to abide such insolence. I stood from my seat and challenged this necromancer to fight me, but he did not stir. I wrapped a hand around his throat, and still he did not. I squeezed until I felt the life leave from his body, and he slumped down. I released my grip, and my fingers peeked from his skin as he fell back. Peeled, not peeked. I exited the teepee and gave my men the order to purge these vile savages from this earth, as God would command me to. Darby even made his first kill. I'd be proud of him, but he trembled by his horse the rest of the day. It was just a little girl. They're savages after all. This is awesome. Maybe Wortham didn't have such bad taste after all. I have no idea who this is. I swear I saw it glowing. Oh, it's just a wee lass. Wortham's me best mate. You won't be getting past me. He don't want to see the likes of you. Me wife's more inclined to wasting time with little girls. Sorry, my Irish accent's shit. I can't do it. Typical American. I met a huge man inside the mansion named Darby. He's a strange accent that sounds Irish. I'm not quite sure, because it was kind of awful. He didn't want to talk to me much, but he did mention someone named Wortham. I think Wortham was the man who owned this mansion. We learned about him in school. He helped to create our town. I don't know why that Darby guy would mention him, but he didn't want to tell me why. He even yelled at me, so I left him alone. I don't know why he'd be so mean to a little girl. Honey, we read the note together. You know why. He killed one. That yet. The door is locked. And I also saw a little crack here. I'm among the few remaining of my bloodline, descended from a line of powerful shaman. It's taken me some time to recognize it, but there's a subtle energy at play here that permeates the very air. The veil between the planes of life and death in this place is thin. Spirits seem to pass between planes as though through osmosis. It's almost indescribable the way their presence here. I want to know what it means. So it seems that we are descended from Flying Hawk. So we got quite a bit moving there. My poor Darby. His murderer was never found despite my efforts. I was looking into his death, but something stopped me. To this day, I don't know what it was. Please help me, Elena. I can't rest until his murderer is found. Do not worry, I shall help. There's a hole in the floor. Is it this hole? Looks like we can't get through on this side. The door is locked. Wait, I pulled the switch and a ladder came down. Maybe the ladder came down over on this side. Door is locked. Can we talk to him and find out who his murderer is? Nothing seems new there. Yeah, I know. Aha. What goes up must come down. The floor gave way here. This place isn't very safe. Wow, this key has such fine detail. I guess that goes to the room downstairs. Where else could it go? Door is locked. Green with a stag's head. Not that door? What door is there? Today is a day of excitement. To be sure, I am traveling off with my best mate, Wortham Willows, to the great unsettled West. We seek our fortunes there, and I dare say we will face many a danger. I have heard tales of beasts and the savages that await us. Wortham is but a gentleman and lacks my size, so I feel it's my duty to protect him along our journey. Without him and his, I do not know what would have become of my family. The Willows gave us work when none one other would. I feel it is my duty to keep him safe no matter what happens. I will shoulder his burdens as best I can. Oh, there's stairs there. I didn't even see them. Huh, I thought it said something. Oh my god. Kill me. The door's locked. Oh my. Lions, tigers, and bears. I've enjoyed delving into the mysteries of this place. There's so much to learn, and I'm not referring to all the books and pieces of history that just collect dust. No, I speak of something else entirely. When I was a boy, my grandfather taught me to commune with nature, that it was the most spiritual endeavor I could hope for. At the time, I didn't understand what he meant, but spending time here has opened my eyes to the truth of the old man's sage word. I can admit in these pages that I've seen things no other living man has seen. I ventured beyond the mortal coil and found the other side. I've come back, but not wholly unscathed. I feel marks upon the fabric of my soul, but what that means, I don't. It is dark. Are you there? What a cute bison. I just want to take it home with me. All the men, Wortham included, look at me differently now. I see the disdain for me plain on their faces. I know they whisper about me behind my back, calling me a coward, and worse things I will not. Wortham has given me a job as supervisor of the mines, as good a job as I could hope. It would seem as though they want simply to lump all the immigrants together. I still see that little girl in my dreams and the look on her face as she realized what I was doing. I see her when I walk into town, but it's never her. My mind is playing tricks on me, and I do not know how long I can stand it. Seeing her troubles me to no end, and I awaken in the wee hours of the morning drenched in sweat, my heart racing. I still have my shirt from that day, and I wear it under my clothes at all times, to remind me of my evils. It's a hair shirt. So many old books. I wonder what they're about. Whoa, what's this? A letter from Wortham? Jeremiah, I have sent this letter in secret. I need your help as well as your silence. Darby O'Hallaran has died by my hand. His madness had overtaken his mind, though he was my best and longest friend. I cannot bring myself to handle his corpse, and I have a room and a casket in the catacombs that I want you to place his body in. I shall visit it later. I also ask that you keep the grave unmarked. Task, Jeremiah. I once again request your silence on this matter. Wortham Willows. So it was Wortham who did it. Must hand this off to his wife. What? What the fuck? So is this thing like patrolling? Okay, well that was weird. Itsy bitsy. Did someone sleep up here? Ohio. I am one of Wortham's many guests. A pleasure to meet you. It's nice. I don't know what that was about. My hands tremble, and it is all I can do to hold the pen as I write herein. I have even missed the inkwell on a few occasions. I have only just come home from the most wonderful evening of my life. I feel I need to catch my breath. Wortham Willows, the town's mayor, the richest, most influential man for hundreds of miles around, took me out for a night on the town. And what a night it was, notwithstanding the secrecy. I have never been treated so much like royalty. I could not believe it every second I was there. It was amazing. We truly had a feast with dishes that covered every inch at the table. Afterwards, he treated me to a play. I had never been to a play before. My head still swims from all the fine wine and excitement. He is truly a romantic gentleman, this Wortham Willows. I hope to see him again soon. For now I must rest. I can feel my heart flutter in my chest. Looks like that's all there is there. Wortham, Martha, and Marcus, the whole happy... Okay, so Marcus is their son, okay. There is one other that knew of Wortham's deed. Before I met my end, I was to have a secret meeting with him. Tool shed 4 o'clock in the morning. He was going to tell me everything. Will Darby speak to us now? Let's see. What's this you brought me? No, no. They're lies, I tell you, lies. Wortham wouldn't do this. You're just trying to poison me against him. Poison? Huh. You were having scotch last, I remember. But it doesn't matter. Why don't you just leave me alone? Bugger off, little girl. Let me alone. Me wife Claire babysits. Go bother her, girl. She mentioned the tool shed, so why don't we... I ain't supposed to tell, but Mr. Wortham asked for my help one night. I dug a grave for Mr. Darby. I've kept it a secret till now, but I couldn't hold it in anymore. I buried him deep in the catacombs in a locked room where no one would find him. You can have the key to the room. I just want to wash my hands of the... Just can't believe it. That man Wortham, he and Darby were best friends, and he killed poor Mr. O'Hallaran. Why? Why would he do that? They were best friends. They never mentioned in school that he was a murderer, and they only said the nicest things about him, how he helped to tame his wild land, and how it was thanks to him that our town existed. I'm not sure what to believe anymore. Ah, the whitewashing of history. Alright, so we're back here. Moun's coffin. I guess he... Wortham shared the secret of killing Darby. That's the thing in the cage. My gosh, this shirt is so stained with blood. This way. Let's get out of here. The mansion. See if his wife will say something about the shirt. No. My shirt. I always wore it ever since that day. The day of the massacre. But what are you doing with it? You're like that little girl in the garden. Always reminded me of the past. Okay. Words don't work to describe how I'm feeling. I feel so hopeless. Everything I've learned about the past makes it seem horrible. And that's where we all came from. If this is where we came from, how can we hope to do any better? We've all killed each other selfishly for generations, and right now, it doesn't seem like it's going to get any better. There has to be something better than all this. There just has to be. I'll find it, and if it doesn't exist, I'll create it. Okay, looks like we need to go to the garden. I didn't mean to do that. Let's go this way. I'll double check, make sure it isn't anyone new. It's the same people. Alright, let's see if we can... You've met the white man. Help me pick flowers for him. 3 more flowers to finish my bouquet. Okay. Through all the drear of this place, I met a little girl and she's actually happy. She's just the cutest thing. I like her a lot, maybe even more than Flying Hawk. It makes me sad, though. I don't think she knows she's dead. Her name is Skyflower, and she told me she's gathering flowers for the white men. I miss coming here with Mom and Dad. I used to pick flowers as a girl, just like Skyflower. I might help her pick some flowers. Maybe it'd cheer me up some. Get over there. My hand shakes as I write. This day has been the worst of my life. We went to see the savages to find which rumors proved to be true and which false. Some said they were a violent folk, while others claimed them to be peaceful. I cannot say which to be true. We waited outside the shaman's teepee while Wortham sought his counsel inside. He was different when he came out. I do not know what it was that I sensed in him. Man, he told the men to kill everyone and they galloped off with grins on their faces. I stayed to put. A little girl ran toward us with flowers in her hands. He told me to do it. He said she would grow up to murder my sons in their sleep, but I could not bring myself to shoot her. She got too close for my rifle, and he kept yelling at me to just be a man and do it. I brought my gun up and brought it down upon her. She fell to the ground, and I knew she was dead. I walked to my horse and was sick. I stayed out of the rest of the fighting. What is this thing? A bell? A top hat, maybe? I don't know. Guess we'll... What a pretty flower. 1 flower, 2 more to go. You don't want to come to my neck of the woods, 'cause you know it's broken and whatnot. Okay, go through this opening. Male bust. That's kind of funny, right? The door is locked. So many to choose from. Lost. The image of that girl yet haunts me. I feel the need to find some solace for my axe. I have been looking for any of the Kontako that may have survived the massacre. I have found some survivors, but Wortham does not know of them. He can never find out they exist. Found out about. They are but a loose group, yet I prostrated myself to them, inviting their punishment for my misdeeds. But they would have none of it. They have instead allowed me to learn about them. The little girl I killed, her name was Skyflower. Why, I do not know, but having a name to place to her brings me some measure of comfort. I can call her out by note. An animal could probably clear these thorns back. Guess not. Okay. Looks like we can't do. Man, I'm gonna be editing out so much of those load screens, it's not even fun. Look at that neat flower on this key. There was a locked door earlier. Awesome. She looks like a goddess of some kind. Despite all my troubles, I've managed to find myself a woman. Claire is her name, and I reckon she has to be the prettiest lass in town. Like me, she hails from Ireland, and when we met, we knew it was love. We married just last Tuesday, and neither of us could be happy. She knows of my past, and she helps me through my... She holds me and tells me everything will be... I do not know what I would do without her. She is my reason for living. Guess we just go through. We dug great pits to dump the corpses of savages. Uncivilized folk don't deserve civilized graves. For that traitor's shaman, however, I reserved a special grave. I've allowed his body to rot in the sun while we dug. I had him buried deep down where not even the worms will reach. We lost only 3 men in the assault, which any lieutenant would consider acceptable. One of the draft horses fell through the earth as she pulled a load behind. We investigated and found she had fallen into a pit that led to a series of underground. I have decided that we shall entomb the dead men there, and it will be used as a mausoleum for my estate. For my dearest Martha, I had a great coffin built at the entrance of the catacombs, so that I may easily come and visit her whenever I choose. The walls of the caves contain veins of possibly precious metals, and we will also use it as a foundation for our mine. It will expand in time. This is the beginning of my fortune. I wish I had something to cut these vines with. There's so many things we need that we don't have. I wonder how the statue was broken. The others are still standing. Right. Good. I've been looking for you.
Oh.
These statues are playing for one another. How neat. Woof, woof. Woof, woof. Woof, woof. Magenta flower. Why, I'm Marty Sims. I see you found my dog Buford. Yep. Okay, so we got the 3 flowers. Woof, arf. Back to the entrance. Is she cold? Is that a thing now? I think that was where the first flower was. Almost there. We have a bouquet now. Let's bring it to the white man. I just know it'll cheer him up. Right. But alas, I thank you kindly for the gift. I can't even tell you how sorry I am for what happened. I don't deserve your kindness, your forgiveness. Thanks, Elena. Bye-bye for now. What do you mean by that? We killed them, Elena. We killed them all. I, the worst one of us. I bashed that little girl's skull with the butt of my rifle. Wortham gave me the order, but that doesn't excuse what I did. I'm done fighting for him. My soul's damned to a fiery hell, but I've made peace with that. Go on, Elena. Find your father. Be sure to hold him tight when you do. Bye-bye, Darby. Hope you find your solace. First Flying Hawk leaves me, and now Skyflower and Mr. O'Hallaran. And just when I was beginning to like him, too. He turned out to be a nice man and a good person in the end, despite some of the things he'd done in life. I'm happy for him and for Skyflower. They've been kept from the afterlife for way too long. It was high time they both got. Don't know why you liked him. He had wanted nothing to do with us.